Hello guys, welcome back to Let's Play Flight Simulator X on the online platform E1.1, and welcome to Projekt Himalaya Season 2. Yes, okay, for the explanation. In Season 1 I went all the way from Germany to the Himalayas, obviously, and used my FS Passengers airline to do that. Well, the challenge was go from a local airport in which of the country in which your airline is operating, in my case Germany, fly to one of your main hubs, which is Frankfurt in my case, and fly from that main hub to let's say as close to that target region, in this case the Himalayas, as possible. So what I did was I flew from Berlin Tegel to Frankfurt. From Frankfurt I wanted to fly to Indira Gandhi, but that wasn't possible because of problems with my landing gear, so I had to make a landing in Munich. But from there on I continued my trip to Indira Gandhi in New Delhi. From there I continued with a CRJ 700 to Nepal, Kathmandu, and that's where I'm sitting right now. And however, I made a trip to Lukla and Zimbabwe and a tour around Mount Everest in that first season, but the whole thing was in German. And it's been a long time since I made videos on English, and I got some comments and also some questions, and I will answer them as soon as I am airborne. So, however, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make one tour to Mount Everest and make two stops. I will first fly to Lukla, land there. After that I will take off again, fly to Zimbabwe, and from Zimbabwe I'll make I'll make my flight towards Mount Everest, make a tour around, and go from there on directly to Kathmandu. So it's gonna be a busy day today. In the first season I made those flights, I made the whole thing in single flights, which I will try to do in one episode. Okay, now this flight is going to be in VFR flight, so we don't need too much flight planning here. In fact, we don't need a flight plan at all. And the other thing is, I've got I've got the Aerosoft the Havilland-6 Twin Otter. Before that I used the freeware version, and I've only tested it 2 times, once in Lukla and 1 time in Barra, Scotland, and it's not even part of my FS Passengers fleet yet. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to buy this plane officially. Okay, buy FS aircraft, 2.2 million. What do we got next? 2.7 million. Okay, I'll stick with that 2 million. With 3,798 hours logged DTF, which is excessive use and an attractive price, this bird seems a bad choice. Be aware that because we don't know the former owner, we are uncertain if this aircraft is well maintained. It could be a good surprise order with production of 1988. Okay, that worries me, but nevertheless I'll buy it. Okay, I've named all of my aircraft before, and I'm not quite sure what name this will get. Oh, rename it. I'm not sure if I wrote that correctly, but I decided to call it Gumdrop. It was the command module from Apollo 9. Okay, now it's officially my aircraft. Now start IVAP. Okay, let's see the flight plan. Okay, we'll load. Let's see if I got one ready. Okay. Okay, well, I've got a British Airways repaint, so I'll just take the British Airways call sign. Okay, okay, this is our departure airport. VNKT is Kathmandu and VNLK is Lukla, our first target. And departure time is UTC is 14.5. We don't have to put a flight level in there, so we just selected VFR. Flight time will be about 1 hour in real flight time. Alternate airport would be Zimbabwe, which is also going to be our next destination. I don't know how many persons we will get. Let's find out. Okay, it recognizes this one on instant. Let's take, I'm not sure, 50% should be enough. I wouldn't be too heavy when I'm at Lukla. Okay, so destination.
Destination set.
The time load is about 2 minutes. Oh, minutes. Set.
Destination
That
set.
worked. Oh, normal flight. Okay. No cargo. Okay.
Engine instrument check, flight control check, that behavior check,
80,
thrust lever
90.
check, flaps up, avionics check, that gear lever check down.
Okay. 567 will be our flight number for today. Okay, that's done so far. Now let's connect. Okay, let's disconnect. I got the It appears that I got the British Airways call sign wrong, so I'm just going to enter my standard VFR call sign. Okay, that should do it. And the first thing I want to do is set my transponder, because everyone starts with a 1200, and there it is. Okay. And we've got nice weather, as usual here. Okay, for the flight. Let's come to the flight planning. This is plan G in version 3. This is a simple VFR flight planner, and it's freeware. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use the Kathmandu VOR and fly it on a vector of 097 for about 70 nautical miles. So it's like a oh, that doesn't work. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's make a right click on Kathmandu and add it to our waypoint list. Okay, we are going to take off from runway 02, and we're going to enter. We're going to make a left-hand turn to our standard counterclockwise traffic pattern, and we're going to intercept that VOR. So let's put that waypoint in there. Let's oh, that doesn't work. That's what I want. And now let's see. I'm going to show radial. Okay. 097, about 70 miles. Let's see what happens. Well, that's actually not bad. So we're gonna put our next waypoint right at the end, and our next waypoint will be Kathmandu, no, Dukla. And that's already it. Well, we can't load this into our flight simulator, but this gives you a good idea of how to fly and when to do certain things. And you could, in theory, track your aircraft and connect this to your flight sim, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so I don't need that. So I'm going to close it. No, I'm not going to save it. Okay, passengers are completely on board. We're going to switch to Unicom. And let's see if there's any ATC in the area. Nope, not at all. So we're not going to use ATCs for this moment. And okay. Now let's close the doors. Turn on our batteries. Start the engines. Let's see, where do we get the lights? I guess it was up here. No generators. Taxi lights, we don't need them. Seatbelt signs are on. No smoking on. Position lights on. And stroboscopes on as well. Okay, we have electricity, so release parking brakes and start taxi. Forgot. I need to type in the VOR frequency. Let's see how that works. Okay, I haven't used that before. This is com nav. Okay. That's my DME. I guess that doesn't work. Oh, that's better. That's when I see 112. That's calm. That's what's nav 1, what's nav 2. Okay, 112. Okay, that's better.
Engine check.
Okay. That's not what. What's that for? Course. That's our heading. Yeah, that is our course to 097. I never did it with this aircraft before. That might take some time. Second stage. And notice the thrust levers in this aircraft are on the upper panel, not at the bottom as usual in many other aircraft. Okay, now we're ready to go. I'm not going to use the whole runway because the aircraft is small and it's a stall aircraft, which stands for short takeoff and landing, which is the reason why we're going to use it in Lucca. These aircraft are famous for not using much runway. They're able to land at places where almost no other aircraft could land except for helicopters. Thrust about 50%. Some more. 100%. Okay, we're getting. Okay, we can lift off. In fact, we'll thrust back. Oh, and I forgot landing lights. Get more thrust, get some speed. the standard 18,000 feet mark. So as long as no one tells me, or as long as I don't find out how the real transition altitude is here. Will be 11,500. Climb rate will be 1,000 feet per minute, which should be enough. And we're overshooting our VOR. Oh, that's something wrong. Okay. 0.7.
And heading 060, attention check.
And let's take a look at our speed. Speed is almost okay. Could use some more. Well, as soon as I'm established on the VOR, I'm gonna take a look at one of the questions I got and do an explanation before this part ends. And after that, I'm gonna start recording again when I'm about to reach Lukla. There is a bug in the Lukla air scenery. I'm also going to show you how to go around that. I'm going to get done with that VOR first. I guess this taxiway here might have been a runway before. I don't know, but it almost looks like. Some turbulence here. More thrust. Okay, and I'm overshooting again. That's already. Change that to 500 feet per minute, and thing about flying with VORs is that you always want to fly heading, so we're not going to chase that needle. We're going to get close and see how it behaves, and adjust our heading if necessary, because we have winds, and the winds are not shown on this display. Okay, that seems good, and we can consider ourselves established. As soon as the needle is about halfway between the outer marks and the middle mark, you can consider yourself established, even when you're making an ILS landing. Okay, we passed 10,000 feet. Landing lights off. Or thrust a bit. Well, yeah, this is the main voyage of this aircraft. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I have landed with this aircraft and practicing in and I made the landing on the first try, so I'm somewhat confident that this should work. Okay, I'm going to leave it this way for now. Okay. Now, someone asked me, okay, in my video I wasn't talking to the ATC a lot. Well, okay, for that matter, okay, I don't have the map right now. However, in eval you don't always have ATCs. You have different airspaces, and not all airspace is provided by an ATC, because the ATCs will always like places where a lot of traffic is in general. And the other thing is, on eval you don't have nearly as much traffic as in the real world, which means the ATC mostly lets you do what you were supposed to do, and you don't have to make much corrections. So the most important things with ATCs is you contact the ATC and he gives you your clearance. After the clearance, your IFR clearance, you will get your pushback clearance. After that, your taxi clearance. And as soon as you get your taxi clearance and there's no aircraft coming and crossing your way, the ATC won't tell you anything until you reach the runway. But in real world that doesn't work out so well, because you have a bunch of traffic on each airport, and pilots have to start and they have to stop their aircraft a few times before they reach the runway. And as soon as you're airborne and you're on your departure route, and again not much traffic is on, the ATC will only give you yes, in order to climb to a certain altitude, but that would be it. There's usually no headings on departure routes or on departures in general. So they'll just let you fly the way you fly your flight plan. However, there was an event on eval which was called the German Day of Aviation and took place in Frankfurt, and they had a big fair at the eval airport where people could see live flights on eval, and for that day you had to book incoming or outgoing flights from or to Frankfurt, and it turned out to be totally chaotic because we had almost as much aircraft as in reality, and a few guys, including myself, we had to wait about an hour to get our clearance because the frequency was so extremely full. And you could see, you could hear the sound of the ATC all the time. And yeah, that was chaotic. It was nice, but it was very frustrating at the same time. Okay, the other question is, okay, where do I get charts? Well, there are two ways to get charts. The first one is, when you're a member of the German division, you go to the main page and you go to the sector chart. And underneath this, the route sector, where I get most of my routes. And yes, when you're under this chart sector, you have this display, and you can choose an airport by ICAO code or simply the name. Let's say Berlin-Brandenburg, for example. So here you got SIDS, ILS approaches, NDB approaches, stars, ground movement, and this is the visual approach chart. Or let's see what that is. I'm not sure. Could be the runway layout as well. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't think I'll ever need it. I think this is more for ATCs and airspace structure around here, so I don't think I have that chart. I don't think I'll need it anytime soon. So okay, however, this is the way you get your charts, assuming you are in the German division. And if you don't, if you're not in the German division, or if you want charts from other countries, I simply use Google, for example. I go to, let's say, and I use these JetView charts if possible. Sometimes there are other providers of charts you can use, but the main thing is Google is your friend in that manner. So here's one version. And I already got these charts, so I don't have to download them, but yes, this is the easiest and most common ways. But if you don't find a certain chart, let me know which airport exactly, and maybe I've got one, or maybe I know where to get that specific one. And there are other airports where you don't get charts at all, or not the most recent ones. Okay, what have we got here? We don't need that. Okay, I hope that I could help you, and everyone else. This part is going to end at this point. You'll see me in the second part, and let's hope I'm gonna survive the approach at Lukla.